Hello, friends. For the first time this year, it's me, Bella, greeting you. I hope the holiday season was cozy and you had the chance to spend quality time with your loved ones. This year marks the first time I decided to welcome the new year differently than usual. Sure, a table laden with treats, a big group of friends, and champagne bubbles are a recipe for a great evening. But I decided this year should start on a different note, without pomp and comfort. Together with my dog, I ventured into the forest, built a temporary shelter, and welcomed the start of the new year. The main event? Nighttime wildlife observation. Maybe I'll capture something worthy of National Geographic. Perhaps you've already seen this hack on my YouTube shorts. I use it all the time. It keeps my backpack dry and makes unpacking much more convenient. The trick? Tie a rope around a tree and secure a short stick to it. With a saw in hand, I set off in search of fallen trees. We're in an old forest, so finding suitable wood for the shelter's structure, a long, straight piece of wood, shouldn't be difficult. Pine or birch will be ideal. My dog nearly got hit on the head because I wasn't careful, but everything turned out fine. This birch should be perfect. I hoist it onto my shoulder and carry it to the other prepared logs. If you remember from my previous videos, I often use this technique. Bundle up tree branches to make it easier to carry a large quantity to the campsite. All you need is any rope, wrap it around, tie a neat knot, and you're good to go. First things first, prepare a chopping block for trimming and splitting the wood. Now we just grab our branch and trim off the smallest offshoots. I'll use my trusty Fisker's axe for this. My dog is always on the lookout, probably searching for the perfect stick. They're his favorite. Once the small branches are trimmed, it's time to sharpen the ends of two main structural logs since they'll need to be securely driven into the ground. A sharp axe makes this a quick task. And we're all done. Once the logs are embedded into the ground, I tie their ends together with a thin birch branch. Today's goal is to build a camouflage shelter that blends seamlessly into the forest, using only natural materials. Since this will be a simple structure, tying things together securely will suffice. The structure I'm aiming for resembles an A shape from the front, with a long spine running diagonally through the middle. Additional branches will be leaned against this spine to create a shell or dome shape. Everything's coming together nicely. Just a few more branches, and the shelter frame will be done. For the second layer of the frame, I'm using thin birch branches to fill the large gaps. This will allow the final layer to sit snugly on top. Without this intermediate layer, the top layer would fall through. These branches are leftovers from trimming larger ones, so nothing goes to waste. I add the final layer, leaves, moss, and other forest elements to make the shelter invisible. I step back to admire the structure. Wow, it looks incredible from a distance. You sometimes don't appreciate the beauty until you take a step back. And for the finishing touch, moss. Like the cherry on a cake, moss crowns the structure and blends it perfectly into the natural background. Amazing. I'll be completely camouflaged. It's crucial to insulate myself from the cold and damp ground while also softening the bedding. For this, I always use layers of fir branches. Besides being functional, they also smell amazing. This should be enough. It's time to prepare wood for the fire. Since the branches are thin, chopping them won't be too difficult. To set up the fire pit, it's important to clear a small patch of forest floor because any nearby plant matter could quickly dry out and ignite, potentially causing serious problems. For igniting the fire, I'll show you a hack that has worked for me many times. The main benefits of this fire starting method: it's compact, waterproof, and generates a high-temperature flame. You can buy the necessary ingredients at any pharmacy: potassium permanganate and glycerol. You can also use sugar instead of glycerol, but sugar might not work well in cold and wet conditions. Sprinkle potassium permanganate onto a piece of birch bark, pour glycerol over it, and mix. Within seconds, the reaction will intensify and it will ignite. If you try this hack, please follow safety precautions and avoid inhaling the smoke, as it can be toxic. Once the flame appears, add your dry kindling, small branches, and pine needles to establish the fire. While the fire gets going, I prepare my sleeping area with a self-inflating mat and a winter sleeping bag. For dinner, I'm treating myself to something a little out of the ordinary: tacos. I start by warming the tortillas over the fire using a branch. This gives them a crispy texture. Next, I heat up some beans in a stainless steel container over the fire. This nifty pocket tool can turn any 3 branches into a stand over the fire. It's indispensable for trips like this. While the beans warm up, I chop the vegetables. Now comes the fun part: assembling the tacos. Warm beans, tomato salsa, guacamole, and some greens. Simple yet delicious. Everything tastes so much better in nature. I mentioned a new gadget for tonight's activity, an animal observation camera. After reading many great reviews online, I decided to give it a try. The camera is easily secured with a strap powered by regular AA batteries and can run all night without issues. I mounted it far from my sleeping area to ensure the firelight doesn't scare off animals. As evening falls, the forest grows dark, and I prepare for bed and animal watching. A peaceful New Year's night awaits me. Just me, my dog, and the forest. Speaking of my dog, where has he run off to? Let's check the camera. Could we already have a visitor? Oh wait, what's that?
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. It's just my dog. He gave me quite the scare. This will make for a great story when I return from the forest. I hope I'll get some more visitors. I'll check the camera a bit later.
Oh.
If you enjoyed my content, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell notification. Feel free to leave feedback or compliments in the comments section. I wish you a year full of adventures and lovely memories. Thank you and goodbye. Yours, Bella.